Hello YouTube, I'm David with the David West channel. Well, today I wanted to try 3 different fire techniques using 3 different tinders. The tinders that I gathered this morning have moisture in them, so you'll have to cut me some slack when we get to the ferro rod. I got some straw right here, all laid out crisscross, trying to get it to dry some. Pine needles have moisture in them, and these leaves I just picked up off the ground. So let's go ahead and do fire roll, and I may use some of these catkins for coal extender and flint and steel with char cloth, and then my little keychain ferro rod. Let me go ahead and process up 3 of the tinder bundles, and we'll go ahead and get started. When there's moisture in pine needles, they tend to not want to break down because they're more leathery, rubbery, not as brittle. And the leaves. Best way to do leaves, since they won't stick together, is to process them up. Hold them real tight in your hand for a minute so that the heat of your hand will form them, make them stay in this form. And then use it as a 2-part tinder bundle. I'll go ahead and put the fire roll inside or on the side of these, grab another handful of leaves and capture that fire roll in between them. All right, let's give it a try. All right, and I'll have to try to hold this sawhorse with my leg, because you can imagine it's going to want to wobble all over the place. And you want to unroll the cotton ball. You only need half of it. Put the other half away for safekeeping. Put about a 1/4 teaspoon of ashes on it. Don't let the wind blow it away like it just tried to do, which is all right. We need ashes on the bottom board too, as well as the top board. Roll it up as tight as you can, and then give it a few forward passes with your hand. And tighten it up some more. Now, how am I going to hold this sawhorse? With my leg right here on the side. Now give it some more forward strokes with the board. It's tight until you think it's tight enough to withstand the rolling process, and then go for it. I like to go 10 rolls in this direction, turn it 180 degrees, and 10 more rolls. If I do all 20 rolls in one direction, it'll get so tight that it'll snuff the ember out. right. Good night. I've got a bigger pile of catkins on these pine needles than I have pine needles. Let's do it again.
Hold the sawhorse with my leg. That's why I'm having to do it sort of from the side.
If you don't see smoke, go back and roll it some more. See if the wind will take it to flames. It did. And pine needles. There's moisture in these pine needles. I just picked them up about an hour ago. And of course the catkins, they came off the ground too. Everything's got moisture in it. We had a little smattering of rain last night. It flamed up and went back out. Oh, here comes the flames again. All right. And just one more to do the leaves in.
Sometimes you can hardly get these cotton balls opened up without having to tear them all apart. And this is one of them. Okay. Let's use this part right here. Hold the sawhorse with my leg.
Well, that's a small one. See how the dampish leaves will do. Once that gets established, we'll go ahead and cut away and I'll process up 3 more tinder bundles. Looks like it's going to be overcast all day today. I did want to show you a little solar as sort of the 10th fire technique. 9 is enough. Now, all All right, let's go ahead and try our dampish leaves. The flame is trying to grow. It's tough though. That's the one I was worried about the most. All right, good. We let it burn some. All right, let's try the pine needles now. And this should go up well. We shouldn't have any problem with this straw. All right, flint and steel is next, and that will not be a problem because we know that we'll be dealing with char cloth. So let me go ahead and get set up for it, and I'll turn you back on. All right, let me show you this. I just did bipolar percussion on this big piece here, and there are some sharp edges on here now, but I want to use this little flake right here. And the disadvantage to that is you can imagine when you strike up against something that has this much mass, you can get more sparks off of it. This tends to want to bounce away from the steel, but it'll work. All right. Get a piece of char cloth that fell on the ground right there. Tear it in half to expose a bunch of threads. Stick it up on top of your little piece of, now flint, chert, or quartz, either of the three will work. This is chert. This may not be enough char cloth, so let's just add to it, because these leaves are wet. Damp, they're not wet. They're just a little bit moist. You can feel it in there. And repeat. I need to keep this char cloth covered up because we do not want it to absorb moisture. We do not want a stray spark to get in there. Tear it in half. I still have some good sharp edges on this chip. Let's try it again. Sparks went right up in there on that one. And we'll go back to the big one for the last ignition. There may be moisture in all my tenders, but this is intense heat. It's going to ignite them. It may take a little bit more to get them to ignite, but the char cloth will get it done. See if we can get a better ignition off of the full piece of chert. Something that has some mass. Something that's easier to hold tighter. Something to where when you hit it with the steel won't bounce back off as readily. All right, y'all. You need to get out there and practice. These are the standard fire making techniques. very easy to accomplish, as you see. You just need to get out there and be familiar with them and practice them. Appreciate you joining me on this one. We'll catch you on the next one. We'll catch you on the next one.